What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. We're back at it again with another Titan build, and as you can see by the opening clip, this build absolutely slaps. If you're a Titan with a burning desire to wreak havoc on your opponents with a spray and play style that only auto rifles and machine guns can offer, well, then the Actium War RIGS is the perfect exotic for you. Shamefully, I wish I would have given this exotic a chance a lot sooner, because not only does this make for a strong ad clear build, but it's great in the Crucible, and with the right subclass and weapon setup to complement this exotic, you can have a top tier DPS build to boot. Throughout this season, I've spent a lot of time testing out several new and older Titan exotics, and the true value and strength of any exotic armor piece is how often you're able to take advantage of its unique perks. And when you wear the Actium War RIGS, you feel the benefits instantly and continuously. Even the Cerebrus, one of the worst exotic primary auto rifles, actually feels extremely powerful when enhanced by the Actium War RIGS. This exotic comes with the auto-loading link intrinsic trait, which grants a 30-point bonus to airborne efficiency when using auto rifles and heavy machine guns. And while equipped and readied, any auto rifle or machine gun will be continuously reloaded automatically, even when firing. This almost completely removes the need to ever have to reload these weapons manually, giving you a significant advantage when it comes to a lot of engagements and DPS situations. You'll have 10% of the magazine refilled every 1.5 seconds. So with auto rifles and machine guns that have larger magazine capacities, like the Sweet Business or Heir Apparent, this could be as many as 10 or more rounds getting refilled every 1.5 seconds. And there's so many amazing auto rifles and machine guns in Destiny, and the Actium War RIGS is going to enhance the benefits of each and every one of them, and some in very unique ways. As an example, weapons with target lock. Typically in most scenarios, unless you have Overflow, 4th times the charm, or Envious Assassin, you're never able to trigger the ×5 benefits of target lock's damage bonus. And even if you do, it's not something you'll be able to maintain, but that's not the case when using Actiums. Target lock's not the only perk that gets enhanced thanks to the War RIGS. Incandescent, Destabilizing Rounds, Dragonfly, Focused Fury, Demolitionist, Vorpal, Rampage, all of these and several others have improved performance when synergizing with the Actium War RIGS. But I've actually found the biggest benefit of the Actium War RIGS to be the synergy it has with slower firing machine guns that have smaller magazines, such as the Xenophage and the Grand Overture. This is where the Actiums can really provide you with some insane levels of damage. Now the Xenophage fires out overpowered explosive rounds, but it has an extremely small magazine, which makes it a less ideal option in many DPS situations. But when you cut out the need to reload, you get the full benefit of as many as 35 overpowered explosive rounds, which is enough to annihilate just about anything. This also makes it a lot easier to proc overload rounds with the Xenophage itself, when machine guns have that benefit. With the Grand Overture equipped, you're getting an overpowered slug launcher that charges up a volley of as many as 20 heat-seeking rockets that will deal out a massive amount of damage, especially when its catalyst is unlocked and those rockets get the ability to blind enemies. And as you've now witnessed, when you have Actium War RIGS synergizing with the Grand Overture, you'll be able to melt any boss, any champion, and damn near anything in Destiny. Because thanks to the War RIGS, you can start a damage phase off by blasting out 20 rockets, and then fire out 20 slug rounds, followed up by another 20 rockets, without ever having to stop and reload. When you have those longer damage phases, you're looking at 3 to 4 rocket volleys, if not more, which is what's going to be the main contributor to your damage. In a recent DPS test against Farazia, the Insatiable, we tested out several auto rifles and machine guns, including the Sweet Business, which didn't put up nearly as much as I thought it would. But even with Sweet Business underperforming, several other machine guns were able to really top the charts thanks to the Actium War RIGS. The retrofit escapade was included in the testing, and with the combination of 4th times the charm and target lock, it was by far the highest performing legendary weapon that we tested out. All in part due to the fact that the ×5 target lock was able to be sustained continuously. The Thunderlord was also tested and performed beautifully, just as expected, since it already comes with its own form of auto-reloading. But with the Actiums applied, you don't feel like you're getting penalized on any missed shots. The Heir Apparent put up some big numbers of its own, which was no surprise, with its 200 rounds to the magazine, which spits out like fire. And since you'll have the added benefit of an arc shield, it's an incredible exotic to pair up with the Actium War Rigs in almost any in-game activity. As to be expected, the Xenophage really excelled against this boss. The Deterministic Chaos, however, well, it still sucks ass, and would greatly benefit from an increase to its rate of fire, some sort of damage bonus, or just something to make it worth using. Overall though, most every machine gun and auto rifle was able to deal out between 20 and 40% additional damage with the Actium War Rigs applied. But the real winner chicken dinner is the Grand Overture and its volley of rockets, contributing to over 2 million points of damage on its own. A truly impressive accomplishment, and one that will carry over into any activity, giving you the power to decimate a large group of enemies or flatten a big champion or boss. What's especially beneficial about the Actium War Rigs is that it makes for a viable option with every single subclass choice. While some render better synergy than others, just about every subclass is going to add bonus benefits to enhance this Actium War Rigs build. With Strand, you get the benefits of Woven Mail to add an extra layer of protection, plus the ability to sever enemies, decreasing the amount of damage that they deal. A Void build offers Overshields, Devour, weakening effects, and volatile rounds, along with a bubble that's going to give you a nice bonus in damage. Arc builds also offer some incredible and unique benefits, especially when using Grand Overture, since its ability to blind enemies with rockets synergizes with 3.0 verbiages. There's also the fact that you have an extremely overpowered super, and to optimize the amount of damage that you're able to deal during any DPS phase, I would recommend having the Cuirass of a Fallen Star at the ready, so that just before you pop your super, you can quickly swap over to the Cuirass, get the bonus damage applied to Thunder Crash, and as soon as the animation is over, swap right back to the Actiums and continue ripping into those bosses with the Grand Overture. Even though Stasis is at a pretty low point right now when compared to other subclasses, there's still some tremendous benefits to be found, especially when you consider Whisper of Rending will grant a 50% increase in damage to any primary weapons when shooting frozen enemies. But in the end, it's a solar build that I find to be the most harmonious with the Actium War Rigs. You get the benefits of Restoration plus Radiance, which can all be triggered with one simple throw of a hammer, and then bam, you've got yourself a bonus of 20% damage to all of your weapons, while you're also getting health back. And while Radiance is active, all of your weapons will be equipped with anti-barrier capabilities, while Ignitions will be able to take care of unstoppable situations. Regardless of which subclass you go with, you'll want to be sure that you're using a Rally Barricade and not a Towering Barricade. This way you and your teammates will gain an increase in damage fall-off distance, flinch resistance, stability, and reload speed while standing behind your barricade. Outside of your choice of subclass, when running Actium War Rigs, you have a lot of freedom in your choices in armor mods, because there's just a few that we need to ensure we're using. To maximize our damage output, we need to utilize weapon surge mods so that we gain an additional bonus in damage when we have armor charges active. And to keep armor charges active, we need to create orbs of light with the use of mods like Helmet Siphon mods, the Reaper class item mod, and Heavy Handed. And to elongate the time that our armor charges stay active, we can use Charged Up on our chest piece and Time Dilation on our class item. Once these mods have been equipped, you should still have plenty of armor slots open to add in mods that are going to help the regeneration of your abilities. Whether your goal is to eliminate other guardians, lay waste to hordes of enemies, or decimate bosses, the Actium War Rigs will be the perfect exotic to add to your arsenal right alongside the Grand Overture. So if you haven't given this amazing combination a try yet, then it is high time you do so. And once you have, let me know how you liked it down in the comments below. That's going to wrap things up for today's video on this incredible top tier DPS Titan build featuring the Actium War Rigs. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated and both really do help support the channel. To make a copy of today's build, you can visit the item manager link in the description below. And if you're a new light or a returning guardian, just looking for a new place to call home, then be sure to check out the Discord link in the description as well, and join one of the greatest communities in all of Destiny. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.